Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and I have a diamond in the rough I'd like you guys to meet today. His name is Kendel Givens. He is a running back out of Ouachita Baptist. Nice to meet you, sir.
Thank you for having me.
We're looking at a guy who's an All-American from last season, doing very well this season for Ouachita. Kendall, let's go ahead and get after it. Introduce yourself and let's get started.
Yeah, my name is Kendel Givens. I am a grad senior here at Ouachita Baptist University in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. I've been here a very long time, and I just want to thank you for having me.
Sure. Ken, I just kind of wanted to go into your story and share that with the viewers. Arkansas guy staying in Arkansas. Let's just be real, you know. From Little Rock, went to Little Rock Christian High School. Um, so um, let's start there. Talk about your high school days, and I know it's been a minute, but maybe give me one of your favorite I don't know, memories from then. I'd also have in my notes you did some other sports as well. At least I know some basketball, but enlighten us a little bit from those days.
Yeah, so excuse me. I went to Little Rock Christian ninth through 12th grade. Little Rock Christian is a K through 12 school. I got there in the ninth grade, and I played football there, basketball there. It was really different, honestly, because it was something I wasn't used to. I've always held sports higher than school, and when I got there, school was held higher than sports. And so I kind of had to grow up a little fast right there, and it was honestly awesome. It was the best thing I could possibly have done in that season of my life, simply because I needed change. And me and my mom, we sat down and we kind of looked at different options as far as where to go to high school at, because my high school didn't have a feeder school like most schools would. The Little Rock School District it has a lot of schools and a lot of middle schools, elementary schools, high schools. And so I didn't really know where I wanted to go, but I knew I didn't want to stay in the school district. I knew I needed something different. And so Little Rock Christian was it for me. I went there all 4 years of high school. And like I said, I just grew there. It was an awesome place. And I'm happy I went there. I still have friends, and I actually went to school with Jackson Woodard. I don't know if you know who that is, starting linebacker at UNLV, having a phenomenal season right now, but he's one of my best buddies. And so that's where I got to meet him at, and a lot of other guys. There, Justice Hill over at Murray State. He played basketball at LSU, Arkansas. Yeah, I went to a whole different schools, but yeah, man. So Little Rock Christian is home for me.
Cool. Obviously you ended up at Ouachita Baptist, but I do kind of want to figure out like how things were working for you, you know, as a recruit. Were you looking at like, you know, those schools like in your conference currently, or how was the recruiting overall like for you?
Recruiting was kind of slow for me. I didn't really have a lot of offers. I graduated high school and I only had three offers. I had Henderson State, and I had Ouachita, and then I had a junior college. And so I really didn't have a lot of offers. And truth be told, I didn't want to come to Ouachita. I took my visit and I went back to school, and I told my coach, if there's some more schools asking about me, you tell them my recruitment is 100% open. But honestly, it was a God thing, right? God was just tapping me on my shoulder, telling me, son, you need to be here. And I was just obedient, and obedience will take you a long way. And so me right there being obedient, God has been faithful to me. I'm a man of faith, and so God has been faithful to me. But yes, I didn't have a lot of offers. My high school teammate actually was the one bringing in all the offers, Justice Hill and Chris Hightower. And Chris plays here right now, but man, they had every coach rolling in, and from Mississippi State all the way to Tulane. And it was awesome. It was an awesome time getting to see those coaches and getting a performance from those coaches. But those coaches never offered me, which is fine. That's all good. And but Coach Knight took a chance on me. Coach Knight and the coaching staff here, they really took a chance on me, and so I'm forever grateful for that. And those guys are loyal, and I'm loyal to those guys.
Great. Kind of a bit of a coincidence, though, that Henderson was also recruiting you, which obviously we're talking about one of y'all's rivals that you're going to face here very soon.
Yeah.
Actually, it's talking about that in just a little bit. But you found your way there at Ouachita Baptist. Let's go ahead and give that school some love. Talk about that school and why it's so special for you.
Man, man, Ouachita is a special place, and a lot of people who don't know about it won't realize how special it is until they actually come and get to see our campus and get to experience what our students experience here. it's a small school, small school in a small town, and two colleges are in this town. Henderson State is right across the street from us, and so we make up the whole town of Arkadelphia right there. And honestly, like the Henderson State community, that those are our church members on Sundays. Those are our life group people on Wednesday nights, and our Bible study people on Wednesday nights. And so we make up the city of Arkadelphia, though, and Ouachita is so special. Just a whole bunch of people come from here, and the relationship that you get while you're here is nothing like it. It's really nothing like it. And game days are truly special. One of the most fun atmospheres in Division II football, and really all of college football. And then, as far as Arkansas goes, is one of the most fun game day atmospheres as well. So the Ouachita experience is something just amazing. Classes here are small, and so the professors they get a chance to be really, really intentional with you. And so they know you by name, whereas you're at a bigger university, you're just a number. You're sitting up top in a big lecture here in class. You're sitting on the front row, and they're like, "Hey, Kendel Givens," you know what I'm saying? Like they know us by name. So that's awesome. I always feel like that going to a school in college. If I have a teacher who's intentional with me, it's helped me pass. So I love it here.
And I mean, it isn't a bad thing when you are at a small school. And so, like again, like you said, like everybody knows you, and it's a whole, it's very comfortable. So it works. I have in my notes your communications major.
Yes, sir.
And so talk to me about you academically there. Communications major. Are you a you said you're a graduate student now?
Sure, I'm a grad student. So I graduated last May with with a communication degree with my undergrad. Sports media was my emphasis, and then I'm getting my master's right now in curriculum and instruction. So basically teaching. I have a passion for the youth, for the community, and it's always been there for me because it took a village for me, and we used it with my mom and everything like that. And so everybody helped me out, and so now is my time to get back. And so, but my communications degree. Yeah, I worked in sports media. Actually, yesterday I hosted a sports media conference with our school. We have one of the best video production programs in the country, and the Ouachita Sports Digital Network is ran by Chris Babb, composed of a whole bunch of different students. We have a student producer and all that type of stuff. And so I got my foot in that. We talked about Greg Jr. earlier. My first time getting in front of a camera was at his draft day party, and so I had to cover his draft day party, and that was really really fun. And since that day, I've just really been into it, and so broadcasting is something I've done while I've been here at Washington.
Yeah, so again, you had just highlighted one of the stars that have come out of Ouachita Baptist in the past few seasons in Greg Jr. And obviously, you're hopefully the next guy. I mean, obviously, there might be a couple other guys too, but I mean, right now we're just focusing on you. And so let's go ahead and let's talk about that offense there. I mean, obviously, you're a key component in that offense because they utilize you a lot. But how would you describe your guys' overall offense?
Pro style. We kind of mixed it up right there, running the ball and getting involved in the pass game right there. Coach Shot, Coach Derb. Coach Derb is the offensive coordinator. Jay Derby and Brett Shockley is the offensive line coach. But those guys right there create a good game plan every single week. We try to do our best to go out and execute it. We have a lot of guys on offense who can make plays, and it's been that way for a very long time. I learned under TJ Cole. He was a two-time All-American. He was a really good running back, a really good teacher. He knew the game really, really well. So a lot of what I got is from him, and then a lot of it is from just sitting in the offensive line meeting, going in there and listening to how those guys communicate, what Coach Shock is wanting from them, and then what he's wanting from me. And that's kind of like just direct communication. And then on the outside, just the receivers who can go make plays. Connor Flanagan is one. Man, if you don't know Connor Flanagan, you should get to know Connor Flanagan. He's just a dog out there, and he's a even better person. So we have a lot of playmakers on offense, and then we have some young guys too on the offense as well. But I would describe it as a pro style offense, and we're not too flashy. We're straight to the point. Get the job done right there.
So, talk about y'all's bread and butter. What's like a play that you hear often enough that maybe is one that you love hearing, like, someone, calling that play in the huddle or whatever.
I think when you think Ouachita football, when you talk about Ouachita football, you think the run game. right? And so
Of course.
inside zone is what you'll see a lot. Just the whole run scheme in general, like just everything across the board. You'll see a lot of it when you watch Ouachita football, just like Harden. When you think about Harden, you don't think about them throwing the football. You think about them toting the rock. And so it's just, like I said, old school football. We're going to line up, tie our laces up, we're going to get after it.
Well, you get a lot of that from your guys's conference in general. I mean, people really trying to establish the run, and then hopefully one of these days they fake you out with a play action and really take it vertical. So, cool. So let's focus in on you as a prospect. I had mentioned you were All American last year. You've been All Conference several times over, and now we're hoping to get you to the pros here very soon. How would you how would you describe yourself as an athlete? What do you feel separates you from others at your position?
Yeah, I work, man. I'm a worker. I'm gonna put my head down and I'm gonna work, and I really don't complain. I really don't complain. I know that every opportunity is promised, and it really kind of just it made it real. A couple years ago, we lost our teammate Clark Yarborough, and he was on the bus with us on Friday going to Oklahoma Baptist in 2022. He came back with us, and then he wasn't at practice that next Monday, and so he was a starter for us right there. And so that kind of just made it real. And so it's like, man, I, that right there made me just realize that it's not promised, so I got to work even harder. And so, like I said, man, I'm a worker because I'll be honest with you, man. I'm not always been the most talented. I've not always been the tallest. I've not always been the fastest. But one thing you can say about Kendel Givens is he's gonna work his butt off. He's gonna work his tail off, and I've been that way since I was a little boy. I told my mom at 9 years old she wouldn't have to pay for college, and I stayed true to that. And so I've always gotten up early, being at the facility before everybody gets there, and that's what I pride myself on, man. I pride myself on learning, wanting to be coached, and then just working hard.
Gotcha. I kind of know, I think I know the answer to this next question, but it's on my list of things to ask. Who's the most influential person in your life?
Yeah, my mother, my mom, man. Golly, I get emotional talking about my mom, man, because I get my hard work from her. Like just what, like growing up and seeing her get up really, really early, and my grandmother as well. They both got up early. My grandmother used to get up at 3:30 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, and my mom was the same way. They both had to be at work early, and my mom worked two and three jobs, man, three jobs to make ends meet. And so the perfect way to pare it back is just me doing the same thing, getting up early, working hard every single day, going to work. I don't look at this as like a have to thing. I look at this as a want to and a get to thing. Like I get to play football every single day, and it's brought me some attention and it's brought me some light. And so I want to shed light, first of all on God, but then my family as well. And so my mom is the most influential person in my life because she was just the best example as far as getting up early, working hard, and not complaining about anything.
Definitely. I've kind of felt like that's where that was going, but I feel it's always necessary, and you got to give the love where it's due. Um, Kendall, you've had a fairly prolific career there for Ouachita. I was trying to look up some of your stats, and I want to say you have something like 70 career touchdowns, which is just astounding when you think about that number. Which means obviously they're trusting you a lot. They're trusting you like on not just first, second, third down. They're trusting you in short yardage. I mean, they're always feeding you the ball. And it's really worked out well. And even when we're looking at this year, you guys are doing very well. 9-1 record, which is awesome. You're fixing to close this thing out, like you said. I mean, your last game against your rival there, Henderson State. Um, what's it going to take to beat your rival and to move on and maybe get into this championship conversation?
Yeah, I think I think for us it's they beat us last year, and for us it's not playing out of revenge. Because whenever you play out of revenge, you're playing for the wrong thing. I think for us it's just staying true to what we do. We practice really really hard. With Coach Knight, they do a good job of establishing. Okay, this is what we have to do on Monday, right? It starts on Monday. This is what we have to do on Monday in order to be successful on Saturday, right? And so if we don't establish good practice habits on Monday, then Saturday may be a little shaky. And so I think each week we come in and we try to do our jobs at the highest level we possibly can do it and at the highest of our ability. So I think we just got to go out and we just got to do our job, right? We just do our jobs. We don't turn the football over. We stay true to who we are, and I think good things will happen right there. And hats off to that Henderson State football team. Like, they're a really good football team and have been for years. And so just looking forward to that game, of course. But we got to go out and just do our job.
Course. And Kendall, you're also a team captain there. Um, uh, Talk about what it means to be a leader for your team. I mean, obviously that's a great honor. But I kind of just want to hear your words about what all that means to you.
Yeah, that was one of my goals, man. And it means so much that my teammates think highly of me, because those are the guys I'm around 24/7. I'm around those guys all the time, all day on the road, in the classroom, outside the classroom, at the apartment, in the dorm. I'm always around those guys, and so for them to vote me their team captain, it means a lot to me. It really does. And then it makes me realize that they think that I do all the little things right. I'm a very detail oriented guy, and so if they've noticed it, then that means I've done something right in their eyes, because they just won't give that up to anybody. Those are my guys, and I know them very well. And so, like I said, that's an honor. That's an honor to me that I'm able to represent my team in that way.
Well, I mean, definitely you have the respect of, your teammates, your coaches. They put a lot of faith in you, obviously, because you are the workhorse there for your team. And I know you've had a lot of great moments over the years. Whether it's this season, last, or whatever, what's been your biggest highlight, maybe your biggest game? Can you walk me through maybe one of your favorites?
Yeah, I I have a couple, man, but one of them is an off the field moment. Does that work? Can that
Yeah.
work? So I'll tell you two. Um, the first one is my teammate Melvin Camwinda. He's from Fayetteville, Arkansas. He got baptized in front of the whole team, and that meant a lot, right? And seeing that, seeing my teammate get baptized, accepting Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior, right there, that meant a lot to me. And so I always think about that and just what you get at Ouachita. You asked about the Ouachita experience, and those are the things that you get here. And so the second is um, breaking the record in front of my family. I broke the touchdown record last year here at Ouachita, and my mom surprised me with some family. They hadn't. I don't think they knew what was going to happen that game, and I really didn't know. Like I was just trying to get the win. We were in a tight ball game that game, and so I really didn't. I guess feel the moment right there when it happened until after the game. But that was a really good moment for me because my teammates welcomed me. I got to celebrate with them a little bit on the sideline, and then after the game, being able to hug my mom because that's something we talked about before. And I didn't realize how close it was. It was a guy named Chase Hartzell who used to work in our communications department as a student. Bummer because he's over at Henderson right now. But that's my guy I love. No, he used to remind me all the time, like, hey man, you're close to the record, you're close to the record. And so when I finally broke it, it was just like a surreal moment right there. So those are my top two right there.
Hey, some really good moments there. Again, one that's near and dear to your heart. Very, close friends, spiritual moment. I love it. And then also, being almost too focused to just recognize the fact that you've done something great. Obviously, that's awesome too to hear about. You've gotten to a point where you're not just breaking records, but you're making records there. And so that it's going to take maybe a while for someone to come close to some of these things that you're setting. So, I mean, dude, you've set the bar high there at Ouachita Baptist. Kendall, I do want to take some time to meet the guy off the field. We have talked a little bit about it, but I mean, I just kind of want to dig a little bit deeper, maybe have a little bit of fun with it. Anything else about you off the field that we need to know? Other passions you got in life, other hobbies, if you have any special talents or fun facts about yourself, give me a little something to talk about.
Yeah. So off the field, man, I'm always laughing. I always have a smile on my face. It's just I have no reason to be down. I have no reason to be upset. I'm always joyful. I get joy out of being the light in other people's lives, and so that's who I am off the field, man. And it's not. I'm really a simple guy. I really can't lie to you. I am a simple guy. I like listening to music. I'm a kid, man. I like listening to music. I like watching TV. I like watching sports. I like playing the game sometimes. I don't actually have a game system, So if I'm playing a game, it's always probably on my roommate's game or my teammate's game because I haven't had a game system for a long time since I was little. But yeah, man, I'm a simple guy off the field, man, and I really love the Lord. Honestly, that's who I am, and that's who I'm growing into be in that direction right there. I really love the Lord. I work as an intern at my church at Rock Creek, on Sundays, and that's really it. And then I'm a community guy, so I put on the football camp with Jackson Woodard this past summer. Um, let's see. Also, I work Wednesday nights here at a church in town, Park Hill Baptist Church, Pastor Craig Seals. I work there on Wednesday nights, just working in the community, man. I'm from Little Rock, and so man, my city sometimes, that's what's needed. That's what's needed in my city, and so I just want to, like I said, man, continue to give back. But I'm a simple guy. I like to laugh, have fun, play. I'm a kid, man.
No, I get it. And even when you're not on the field, it just sounds like you're still working. Even if it's like, in a volunteer setting, you're still working.
Absolutely.
So I definitely feel that about you. Couple fun questions just for the heck of it. Uh, you're uh, you're in the locker room. You got the headphones on, the earbuds in, whatever. What are you listening to maybe as you're getting yourself prepared for the game?
Yeah, man, I'm an old soul. I can't listen to anything new. So I got a lot of DMX in my playlist, some Master P in my playlist, um, some Jay Z. I got just a lot of old stuff, man. I'm an old soul, so that stuff kind of gets me hyped up and ready to go.
All right, all right. Uh, couple other things again, just for fun, some favorites. Favorite ice cream flavor?
Vanilla. I'm simple, man.
He says simple as it comes. I love it. Um, how about you're hopefully having some downtime. You're maybe you go to the movie theater. Do you have like a go-to snack at the movie theater?
I am a gummies guy. So like I love gummies, man. That is my go-to. If you know me, you know that Kendall Givens loves gummies. And so like it changes from time to time. Like there was one point in time I just was obsessed with peach rings, and then it was watermelon rings, sweet tart ropes, man. I'm a guy, I can't eat too much of that stuff because that stuff ain't good for you. But man, whenever I try to eat well, I really do. I try meal prep all the time. And so whenever like after a game on Saturday, I'll treat myself to some sweets right there. So that's my go-to gummies.
Cool. Kendall, as I'm talking to you, Thanksgiving's right around the corner. Um, Favorite Thanksgiving side dish?
Ooh, um, this is hard. This is hard, man. Coming from my family, this is hard. I'll say I don't have a favorite, but I sweet potato casserole, mac and cheese. Uh, man, right there. Those are the top two right there. If I don't get anything else, I got to make sure I got some sweet potato casserole and mac and cheese.
Awesome. Well, definitely, when you're back home, you can have that discussion and maybe that might change. Uh, cool. Well, obviously, man, growing up in Little Rock, I'm trying to figure out like maybe who you might actually be a fan of at the next level. I don't know if maybe you were following, some of the star Razorbacks back in the day, or maybe somebody else. Who are you a big fan of growing up?
Man, I like everybody a little bit. So the my Arkansas people are gonna hate this. I grew up a Texas fan, which is kind of like the opposite of what I'm supposed to like,
It's
being
all
from the
right.
state of Arkansas. They actually play each other this weekend, so I'll be rooting for Texas deep down inside. But no, yeah, I really was a LaShawn McCoy fan growing up, man. That's who I really grew up watching, and Marshawn Lynch. And then when I realized I won't ever be LaShawn McCoy. That's not my style of run. I kind of started getting into my style of play. And so when I got to high school, man, I really locked in on Clyde Edwards-Helaire, being able to catch the ball out of the backfield, stretch the field with his legs a little bit, being good at pass protection, but then just staying true to the way he is, a short, stocky back who can go get it when he needs to. So that's who I love to watch. Maurice Jones-Drew as well. I love to watch him as well.
Cool. I think I saw somewhere that you're an Eagles fan, but we could still be friends. We got a game going on here that I need to get off of this thing and go watch. But hey, it's been fun. Just kind of shooting the breeze, talking to you, man. But I mean, I know Hopefully one of these days, you want to be on the big stage. You want to be playing in the NFL here very soon. So I'm sure that there's some scouts that come by every so often. I want you to have this final word. Talk to them. Tell them what you would bring to their team if they took a chance on you. So hit them with your pitch and close this out.
Yeah, man, taking a chance on Kendel Givens. You're taking a chance on a guy who's coming in willing to work, willing to learn. Um, he's always trying to soak everything up as far as knowledge of the game, man. I'm a student of the game, and I love the game. And honestly, man, this is what I have. This is all I got. I've known ball since I was 4 years old. Again, man, I've always watched football. I've always loved football. My love for the game is like no other. So when you take a chance on a guy like Kendel Givens, you're taking a chance on a guy who's a winner, a guy who's hardworking. I can't promise you any Super Bowls or any conference championships. I can't promise you any broken records, but I can promise you that every day I step into the facility, I'm going to get better. I'm willing to get better. I'm willing to take coaching.
Awesome. Definitely a workhorse that you can, really get behind, who's very successful, who knows how to find the end zone. Kendel, want to wish you all the best moving forward, and you take care, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Sure. Once again, we have with us Kendel Givens, running back out of Ouachita Baptist. Check him out.